Hey everyone, Tony George, DocSports.com. A rant on the NBA in general, then an NBA free pick, and then we'll tell you what we got going on over at the website, including addressing the NFL draft betting. So let's get to last night's free play real quick. We'll get to the Bucks and the Bulls here in just a minute with a solid free play for you. Yesterday we gave you out Miami Heat, and we told you the under in that game was probably going to go under as well. After we did the free pick video, comes out later in the day that Lowry and Butler aren't playing. So number one thing is, you don't need to come over here in the comment section and ask me if two of the best players are for Miami, how's the bet still good? Well, hell no, it's not any good. And the NBA, honestly, this year hasn't been that good to bet. And I'll tell you what, it's on them. They got to understand what their demographic is. Okay? The NBA had an image issue a couple years ago with all this social justice stuff, with players using the NBA as a platform to voice their opinions. And just like Colin Kaepernick taking a knee in the NFL, you're pissing off. One thing about making a political statement in the climate that we live in today, which is why I stay out of it, is you're going to piss off 50% of the people 100% of the time. So what audience you have left, you need to cater to and understand the demographic. Gambling drives the NBA. Adam Silver knows this. He was an advocate of making gambling legal on his sport because he was trying to save it because the ratings were so far down the crapper. You know, and whether these players are right or they're wrong, whatever, you know, there were people shaking their head and going, I'm never watching the NBA again. It's just no different than if you and your wife or your girlfriend go out with 3 or 4 other couples on a night and somebody brings up religion or politics. It's going to ruin the night because there's this huge divide here. And I don't care whether you're right or you're wrong. People are dead set in their stances. What's wrong with the country, actually? But that being said, understand your audience. An injury report, it's hard to handicap a sport, and I've lost units of money this year because of this load management bullcrap and teams not revealing who's playing until an hour before the game. By the way, I got to put my picks out at 9:30 a.m. Pacific every day, so I got one arm tied behind my back when this happens. I remember I had Milwaukee earlier this year in like the first month of the season, and out of nowhere, they sat the Greek Freak and Middleton, and it was announced 20 minutes before the game started. I was laying like 6 against them against Toronto or somebody. And they got beat straight up. They never even showed up. I mean, so kind of hard to bet on a sport where there's 5 guys on the floor for each team and you don't know who's playing. And it's kind of about man-to-man matchups and team chemistry. Wouldn't you agree? It's not an excuse. It's a fact. You know, but number one thing is, if somebody, when I do videos or put out a pic on the website and it comes out halfway later through the day that the best players on the team aren't playing, that's not a wager. You don't need to come in and say, hey, do I still play Miami? And no, you don't play them. Come on. But the NBA needs to do a better job of catering their audience because gambling is driving ratings. Gamblers are 75% of their demographic, including driving ratings on TNT. And while we love Barkley and Smith and Shaq and Ernie on the post-game show, during the game show, they do there on TNT, which I think is the best sports production show on the planet. And I love it because it's totally off the cuff. Whether you love them or hate them, it's must-see TV. I get it. Even with that talent level doing that, people still aren't tuning in because of that. They're tuning in because they don't like the NBA, have no interest in it, or sick of watching it for whatever reason it is. So maybe next year they can figure out a way to make teams report at some point in time with some sort of a mandate during the day so we all know who's playing. Rant over. Okay. That being, and I understand it was just a free play, but it's the bigger picture. You know, especially with sports betting becoming legal in more and more states practically by the month. You know, understand your audience and what people are doing with the product that you're giving them. I'm not some Fortune 500, marketing guru, but, it's common sense. Tonight, common sense pick here, under 217.5, Bucks and Bulls. All four have went under. I got some numbers here I'm going to pull up because the books can't catch up on this. It's one thing I look at. All four games in this series have went under. Two of them by a combined total of 81 points. Okay, they opened up at first game at 230, dropped down to 224, then down to 222, and now down to 219, and that's still over and under. Spread went under by 5 points. Now they're at 217.5. You've got the Chicago Bulls who have broken 95 points or more once. The most points that Milwaukee has scored in the series, 114. Chicago has the same exact numbers that Atlanta had last night when they lost. They're scoring 100 and allowing 110. Milwaukee is scoring 109. This is last five numbers. Last five game numbers. Milwaukee is scoring, allowing 101 and scoring 109. Where are you coming up with 217? Especially in an elimination game. Going to do just enough to win. They don't want to, and plus Middleton's out, which is a big point producer for them. Give me the under. I'm not having anything to do with laying points here with DeRozan and Levine running around. But not 12. Not laying 12. Doc Sports. 4-unit best bet. Major League Baseball, 4-unit best bet. NBA. Passing on the NHL. And I'm not putting out in NFL draft picks. My interest level, and I pulled up a poll that somebody, quote unquote, in our business put up on Twitter, asking people if they were going to bet on the NFL draft, yes or no. Out of 2,500 responses, 65% was no, and I'm with that majority. You know, I see no value in it. I think it's a domino effect if somebody does something out of the blue. Say Joe Blow trades up to the third or fourth spot out of nowhere, no one was expecting it, and then takes player A. And 2 or 3 teams had player A tabbed later in the round, and now that's a domino effect for what everybody was going to do. Now they're scrambling. That can happen. It happens almost every year. I don't want any part of it. I'm up to my ass and more nuts than a fruitcake right now, trying to figure out NBA, trying to get Major League Baseball on solid ground, working on WNBA, NHL postseasons around the corner. We're still working on college and pro football now. WNBA, NASCAR, golf. I don't have time to do a one-off thing. Now, there may be other guys on this website elsewhere that are studying charts, have been working on this for months. So be it. Good luck. I want you to win every bet you put out. I'm not interested. I know Red Rock here calling themselves Draft Central at the sportsbook there with Chuck Esposito. I know he's having a big party. If you're in town, go out there. They've got Mike Tice and one other sports star signing 8x10 glossies, lots of giveaways, kind of a big draft party. I might go over there and throw $50 down just for craps and giggles or something, but that's the level of seriousness I'm going to give it. Get over to Docs. Take advantage of that free $60. Link in the description below. Get yourself hooked up with some winners today in Major League Baseball and the NBA. I'm on the late game. Booyah.